Our first meeting tonight has been a Toastmaster for quite a few years. As a matter of fact, she's been in 2 clubs for quite a while. She leads Toastmaster Red with her speech called The Haze. Please welcome Vicki.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'd like to tell you about an experience that I had. It was about 28 years ago. I was just learning how to drive, and I was visiting my father over in East Wenatchee, and I got ready to leave, and it was a nice evening, fall, almost winter evening, and it was dark outside, and I was going to go across the bridge and make my way home. And I started out on my drive, and nothing seemed to be any different. And I got onto the bridge, and all of a sudden, I couldn't see a thing. There was just this heavy fog. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Do I stop and risk being, hit? Do I keep going? What do I do? I've never been experienced in this situation. I figured the best and safest thing to do was keep going straight. The bridge I knew was straight. And I was hoping that nobody had thought, well, I better just stop because I can't see a thing. And so I kept going straight. And all of a sudden, just as you get over from the water, it cleared up. Again, crystal clear sky, I could see the stars. And I'm thinking to myself, this is surreal. This is like the Twilight Zone. Have I entered a new dimension? Am I going to all of a sudden go home and there's going to be aliens or something? But this was just one of those experiences that I had never had because I was an inexperienced driver. Now when I drive and there's fog, I still have that memory in my head of, do I stop or do I keep going? Fog is the most miserable weather condition I believe that there is. If it's icy out but clear, at least I know I'm going to slide and see where I'm going. However, when it's foggy out, you don't know where you're going. You don't know if there's going to be somebody in front of you. You don't know. This is just driving me crazy. When I went to Ellensburg, Central Washington University, I would have to drive over there, and I chose to do it every day because I wanted to keep my family here. Ellensburg is known for fog in certain times of the year. And it was horrible. Again, I would have this experience of driving through this foggy haze, not knowing if I should stop or keep on going. Now, fortunately, if you've driven a road long enough, you kind of know where the bends and curves are. Not like the bridge, which I knew was straight, but then the way to the road to Ellensburg is always curving and turning. So I had to go down. It was a test. So I had to be there. I chose to go the night before in case of bad roads, bad weather. And I took my son with me because I figured if something happened, at least I'd have somebody there with me. Again, it was that time of the year where we hit the fog. And I turned on my flashers and was probably going about 10 miles an hour. What do? Do you decide to speed up, go the speed limit, or slow down? I think to myself all the time, is there going to be some crazy person who thinks, oh, well, it's foggy, I'm just going to drive 60 miles an hour anyway. So at least I put my flashers on so that they knew, hopefully in time, to see me and stop. Fortunately, I found a big rig, and he had his flashers on. And so I just hugged him as close as I could to follow him because I knew there was a truck stop in Ellensburg. And that's probably where he was headed because he knew if he could at least get to that truck stop, he could stop for the night, hopefully. So I followed him in. But do you ever, I drive and I shake if I'm really nervous in my hands. And so that drive in was terrible. Now, if you've ever stopped in a truck stop and you hear truckers talking about the black dog, what this is it's a legend. And what they talk about is when a trucker has been driving too long and they get sleepy and tired, if they have an accident and they survive, they talk about seeing the black dog. Because what happens is all of a sudden something jumps out at them, wakes them up. However, there's still the accident that happens. And so this legend is the black dog. There is this one truck driver who is talking about the black dog legend, because we don't know if it really is true about the black dogs or not. But he said he was driving, and it was a long night for him, and it was foggy. And he just kept going because he knew he had to get to his next stop. And then all of a sudden, he saw this huge airplane. And he's like, is this the black dog? Is that what they're talking about? He went in to the truck stop about 10 miles down the road. And they said, you saw the plane. And he was like, yes, I did. They said about 10 other truck drivers have come in with that same look on their face. Because it's true, there had been an airplane that had landed on the highway because the conditions were bad, and so they pushed it off to the side. So you never know what you're going to find in the fog. Yeah, or just